Yes, bringing out the Claire, but Licorice is kind of showing, don't give me a matchup where I can crush you, because more often than not, he will.
I mean, speaking of crushing, Licorice actually has the highest CSD at 10 minutes.
Jensen is a changed man.
Oh.
There's a Karma picked up with Rakan already selected.
Yeah. I mean, I saw Bjergsen playing this a lot on his stream, and so Jensen has picked it up as well. This is very potent. You buy the new AP items. You can get the Luden's Echo and Wave Clear very early on. I think Tyr is really what people favor in the mid lane, though. She becomes so hard to kill. So Tank Karma was always kind of this fringe top lane pick that some people trolled around with, and then she can sustain. And I joked about it, but come on!
Arrow Draven will be the pickup. There's the on for Zig to round things out. Now Licorice with his counter pick at the ready will take something into that tank matchup, but Arrow actually took Draven.
Yeah, and so he's going to try to smash that bottom lane. It is Xayah and Rakan. Their level 1 is so potent, and their level 2 as well, because you have all of this power from the Xayah W that's enhanced by having Rakan alongside you, so just even more damage just busting out of her. And then when she gets the E, really, you do have to find an advantage early on with this Draven.
All right, Licorice is going to make it a little bit spicier. No tanks for him in the top lane. We've seen him struggle a little with the tank shift, so he's going to take Gangplank, which I think is even better because Jensen is willing to play a champion like Karma.
Exactly. You expect it to be a tank top lane meta here, but with the Skarner coming through, and they have kind of 1.5 tanks here, and then the Karma can give shielding, which will, I would say, is another basically half of a tank, you're allowed to kind of have 2 tank compositions that get buffed up by this Karma mid and has kind of 2 supports alongside it. Another thing to add is this GP makes it really hard for Draven to operate in team fights because you put down the ultimate on top of him every single fight. He can't really move block out of it. He has to stand in it, kind of get movement speed burst from his W, and try to get out of it before he can deal damage. Otherwise, you're just picking him off, and it ends up being a really good fight. So Licorice picks kind of to counter what's going on the other side, but also comfort for him.
I do like this. In general, both teams coming away with very solid drafts. And I like to see some mix-up here. PoE, his first Azir game in the NLCS. Arrow back on Draven for, I believe, the 2nd time in his, at least this, 3rd time this year.
Yep. He played Draven up against Golden Guardians. He went 5-1-5, and then in FlyQuest the game, he went 3-1-7. So he has ult by both. Yep,
Sven looking for it, but Acadian already running up. Actually might be enough turnaround damage. Licorice has to kind of back out of the way. The stun did land there for Zig as Sven. He's forced to flash, but the follow flash from Acadian. Barrels are coming down, the Guardian procs, and that's first blood for the Olaf.
Yep, ends up being a counter there where Acadian, right place, right time.
With the ulti, gonna pop the Predator. Smoothie looks for the charm, lands it as the pullback lands in onto Arrow. He's the target. Damage back down. The GP ult's nice, and Acadian just cannot get there in time. C9 now looking for the extension in onto Lemon Nation. He's gonna run it back, but he's got no flash. Feathers out, and there's the double kill for Sneaky.
Optic went for that control ward, and that's when Arrow just gets nabbed back after the flash, and then Scarin pulls him. And
a little wide there for PoE, but unstoppable under the turret. Ragnarok pop, flash forward for Acadian. Power of Evil picks one up.
And it doesn't even get Svenskeren at the end. Or sorry, Acadian at the end. He goes straight underneath the turret, and he ends up coming out alive.
Simple stuff there for the Olaf. Even the GP ult from Licorice burnt, but not enough to prevent Jensen from dying as Zig with a Righteous Glory already finished. Gonna get damage down in onto Licorice. Here's Svenskeren looking for some sort of play. Smites a minion, suppresses one under the turret. No ult left for Acadian. Kind of a freebie there for Sven.
Yeah, just goes right up to him. They thought they'd be able to finish that turret off fast enough. And so ends up costing Acadian's life. And with the
early, now going to run kind of the wrong way. They doesn't really have any good options. Licorice busting into the ultimate. Zig with a great predict as the scoop back slides over from Power of Evil, looking for another kill, and he's going to get it.
Yep, and that means they can push this turret. They'll trade the Rift Herald for it because that's what Cloud9 are getting in the meantime. But it's Infernal.
Also completed for Sneaky. So as we track kind of these big carries, hold on though. Sweetie with a double knockup. That's a kill onto Elimination before he can even pop the Grey Health. Now Acadian forced to burn the flash and the ulti just to escape.
Yeah, ends up going in there, and that's a snap play from Smoothie, who just jumps in. He was right in Fog of War, and then Optic decided they're going to check the brush.
It's the one time.
Okay.
As Chase there into the jungle gets a flash out of Lemon. All right, little wide there on the on ulti, but Licorice still the target. Gets the ult down. Jensen here for support, grabs a shield. onto the gangplank. Zig gonna get tied up in the tether. Does not latch low from Jensen as Sven. Looking for a suppression. Finds one. Now Smoothie gonna dive back in, but only lands a charm. I think Power of Evil might have it as Acadian does finally fall to Jensen. Zerg's in there to try and grab a kill, but not enough disruption.
Yeah, it ends up with Licorice buying a lot of time. He lives. He was the first one caught out, and Acadian drops. And right now, they aren't even going to look at the Baron just yet on Cloud9's side. They're looking to control the left side of the map and reset.
Got to be careful. Infernal up in 125. Jensen, though, he did have this completed in the last fight. Athene's on Holy Grail, helping him out, healing Licorice as we watch this one again.
Yeah, Licorice gets caught here. The Oran's gonna knock him up into the wall, and then he actually gets a flash off to the other side of the wall there. So it's not on PoE, it's on Licorice to outplay, resets it, and then Acadian kind of just loses his mind here. He has the Predator up. They are like, okay, we reinforced it. PoE can come back in. He goes right to the back line, and he takes so much damage here. He has the Xayah on him, and he also has the Karma from Jensen.
Yep, Sneaky with the ulti, able to kind of dissuade Power of Evil from following, and as a result, Cloud9 pick up a kill.
And Smoothie did a lot of good work there, jumping into the back line.
Gonna spot this out and do some damage, but Optic, I think they've got enough damage to just take down the Baron. Looks like they will. They have to zip away. Scanscaran knocked back in by the Draven. Lemon Nation gonna be the target. Smoothie does manage to land the cancel with the feather. And now Lemon gonna get rooted up, but I think he's the only casualty. More than worth it for Optic Gaming.
Absolutely, but the thing is, the Infernal Drake is live, so they'll trade permanent stats onto Cloud9 with this Infernal Drake for that Baron, so they have to use it if they want to go for picks.
Smooth looking for him, finds the recombo, finds two of the knockup. Power of Evil just gets shut down by the Xayah. And that turret just melts in the front side. It's only a stun turret, but Cloud9 get a clean pick with the Draven in the top lane. Yeah,
they had a slow push coming in from the top lane. It was this stacked wave from much earlier, and somebody has to answer it from Optic. They answer it with Arrow, and he doesn't have TP. He can't actually get to that fight, and so that's when they pull the trigger.
Little lazy hit perhaps from Cloud9. They look for the bush bait, but there are great wards already that Cloud9 didn't know about, as they will look to move in and take those out. Scanscaran, they're running straight back to it. They may even start the Baron, but no, not yet. Now hoping that somebody from Optic comes and checks. TP in as well from Licorice. Just a pretty hard commit from Cloud9. Sorry, that's Jensen, but still a TP used. Fight gonna start. Smoothie did not burn the ulti. Tried to find a knock-up though.
Well, right there, it looked like Lemonation ate Acadian. Acadian already ultied, so he won't have it here. They actually use them both at the same time. This comes down to a Baron fight.
As he knocked here, Smoothie again though finds a double knockup. Suppresses one back in as he's dragged all the way back into the team. That's Zig down. Optic forced to play 4v5.
And now they're just going to push them out instead of having to go and do that Baron. Cloud9 pushing them towards that middle lane and trying to route them and get more.
Looking for another pick. Scanscaran again chasing. Finds a slow into Arrow. Big poke from Jensen. Chunks out some of that Draven's health, and with Vision Line.
Yep, Zig. He's zoning. They don't have Sneaky here.
Jensen's just going to try to steal. Can't do it. Acadian lands a smite. Who can they get? Suppression onto Zig. Damage back in. He gets dragged all the way back into the team and charmed by Smoothie. Comboing into the knockup. Owen will die, but Optic again. Just one traded for the Baron.
Starting the team fights off. It's been Smoothie with the Rakan engages, with the clean ones coming through. But right now, he has that flash up. He has the ultimate as well. So right now, I'm watching Smoothie to see if he can actually start these fights off right.
Yeah, it was off left into the Raptor pit, looking for a flank. C9 again, gonna posture forward. Scanscaran popping some movement. Smoothie again with a two-man knockup. Ultimate moving in there. A Sneaky takes down the Orn. Just too much damage as Acadian and Power of Evil limp away from the team fight.
There's a stupid amount of burst. Zig just dies instantaneously when they pull, and he just ends up dying.
Like I said, you want the juicy targets sometimes with the Skarner, but sometimes it's just as easy as pulling the frontliner away. Cloud9.
Cloud9, they're going to be in attendance. They aren't going to let this Baron go by itself. So what does Optic do? Do they end up fighting an Elder Dragon?
I mean, maybe Cloud9 just forces the issue. Smoothie again, ready with the ultimate.
Acadian's off on the side looking to flank and potentially put pressure. There's the ultimate from Jensen.
Looking to run back in, but the damage is too much. Lemon does get the devour, but Sneaky, legendary, takes down Optic's jungler. Scanscaran getting chunked by Power of Evil, but Zig basically dead as well. This is a huge 4v5.
These tanks are not tanky at all right now. It's not because they're stats, it's because they're just being ripped through by Sneaky and the damage from Jensen.
Licorice mid, pressuring down as Cloud9 know they can win a 4v4.
They're going to push them. They're going to say, all right, Licorice, try to end the game. There's the flank from Sunscarin, even though he's low.
Ben sees everyone going to try and juke the on. Ulti does not do so. Gets knocked up by the edge of the hitbox. Power of Evil going to try and chase it down, but Licorice is still trying to end the game. Lemon dead for so long. He takes down a Nexus turret. He's going to make it 2. The Nexus is exposed and Licorice just has to feel like, has to back away.
Though the inhibitor respawns, so he can't end the game.
Feels bad, man. Does flash through the base gate. Needed to get out.
The minions, they have no purpose. They can't A-ram it.
This is potentially an overforce for Cloud9, given that we have gone quite late into this game. You can see some red question mark pings. Optic know that this is the time to strike. Honor looking for Rakan. Does find it, but Smoothie able to W away to safety. Now Spenskaran looking for a target. Cloud9 just trying to push their way in. Arrow eats the first part of the ulti room gameplay, but legendary for Sneaky is Power of Evil just standing in the wrong spot. A double kill there for the Xayah. Now we're going to chase it all down. Sneaky might get it all. Jensen is going to take the next kill onto Arrow, but Cloud9 with an exposed Nexus will battle back and take down Optic.
It took him 44 minutes. Optic made him work for it, but in the end, C9 will now tie Echo Fox at the top of the standings.
Optic continue their trend of having close games, but unfortunately for them, not enough to take down a top 2 team.
And the way that Cloud9 were playing that, they got so many picks constantly with the speed up from the Karma and then Smoothie's Rakan making the engages happen. At the very end, they kind of got an idea of, oh, we shouldn't have our tanks together because they're just getting obliterated by this damage from Sneaky.
Well, Cloud9 will